They've brought a message from Margot.
If Margot wants to speak to me, let her do it herself.
Go easy, Sharon. They mean business.
Okay, what does she want?
Supplies.
Well, she can go to hell.
I said go easy. Margot's told them that if you don't cooperate, they're to work you over. They want that supply line, Sharon. And if you've any sense, you'll give it to them.
Is that so? Look, Chrissy, I can't back down now. Oh, you want to have a go? Well, who's going to be first?
Don't be a fool, Sharon. They don't know nothing about fair play, believe me.
All right, if that's the way we play the game, perhaps I'd better have this out, direct, with the boss cooking. Well, leave me alone! Shut up! Get your hands off me!
It's a private party, or can anyone join? Well, it's nice to see you girls getting along in my absence.
What's going on?
Oh, nothing, Vera. Why, what did you expect? Blood and guts.
I thought you were desperate to come back and get to work.
Just getting my bearings. Takes a while to get acquainted after you've been away for a couple of weeks.
Is she back for good or what?
Worries you, does it?
Not especially. Just curious to know what she's done to deserve it.
Maybe it's what you've done, Gilmore.
You mean you've got your watchdog out?
We've been set up.
You losing your nerve, Latham. That's a good idea. I'd hate to have to put you on report.
Thanks, Vera. Nice of you to help me with the workers. Geez, it's quiet in here.
Don't worry, Mum. Everything will be all right.
Oh, yes, darling. I'm sure you're right. It's just that I'm just so confused.
Confused about what? The hearing?
Yes, that and the outcome of it.
Well, the outcome will be our acquittal and everything will be all right. We can get out of here and back to our normal lives.
Normal? Darling, we're never going to be able to lead a normal life again. Not after this. When I think of all those people out there who know us, know what happened, and I can't help wondering what they're all saying about us, thinking behind our backs. Oh, I'm sure they'll come round and congratulate us if we're acquitted. But they'll still talk.
We don't have to go back to exactly the same lifestyle, not if it's going to upset you. We could move to a new state, a new life.
Yes. Yes, that would be nice, darling.
And why don't you lie down and try to rest? They'll be turning the lights out soon.
Yes. Yes, I feel just so tired.
Just a minute, madam.
What's up?
You'll have to wait here.
What for?
Governor's orders. You'll need an escort.
Can't I just drive through the inner gates like I usually do?
Well, that's another thing. You'll have to leave the car here. Well, that is, if you want a visit at all. They're sending an officer up now.
Oh, thanks. They don't like visitors much, do they?
Oh, Pauline, put out your cigarette and go and get your sausages. Bea! What are you doing here?
Lil, get me something to eat. You, Crack.
Davidson fell for it?
Like a ton of bricks. They're worried about this drug problem getting bigger and bigger. Thanks, Lil.
They behaving themselves.
They have been all over me ever since I got out. They're frightened I'm going to have a go at them about the drugs.
And what are you going to do?
Nothing. For the moment.
Nothing. What about those two?
Listen, if I so much as touch one of them, I'll end up back in isolation like that.
One of Davidson's conditions.
I don't have to worry about getting Gilmore out of my hair.
Got something up your sleeve?
You never know. Don't worry, love. They'll get theirs. What's Richard doing? See? They're jumping. Just waiting for something to happen.
Well, they're not the only ones.
Well, sooner or later, they're going to trip themselves up. And then Gilmore's going to find out what it's like to do time on the pound.
Your visit has been approved.
But I'll have to be searched, right?
Well, you know the procedure. Officer Knox?
Oh, take good care of this for me, won't you?
Good afternoon.
Wow, someone's happy.
Yes, requisition forms in here, are they? Lovely. Yes, according to the women, the project is on again.
Oh, is it really? I mean, I hadn't heard the latest. One day they're slaving away at it, the next they're...
Yes, well, this time it looks like it's a goer. So much so, we're running out of materials. Could you make sure that Mrs. Davidson signs that as soon as possible, please?
What on earth?
It's marijuana.
She must be mad. Is this what we think it is?
Yep. It's marijuana.
You knew it was that?
Oh, sure.
And you expected to get away with it?
Well, I'm only following orders. It's for Chrissy Latham, I think. Well, aren't you going to call the cops?
Gilmore, you've had your coffee break.
Yes, Miss Bennett.
Knock it off, will you? I know the way without you shoving.
Calm down. What's the matter?
Your bloody cow of a girlfriend shot me.
Okay, keep it down.
Oh, yeah, shut up, Chrissy. It doesn't matter to you, does it?
What doesn't?
Oh, keep your nose out, Bea.
Oh, I don't want to pry into your girly secrets.
Well, what happened?
Nick off. Your chick got caught coming in with dope.
Judy?
Well, who else? Or have you got other girlfriends who would deal and die for you?
Of course I haven't. Well, what happened?
She said she'd brought it in for me.
And they believed her?
Well, what do you reckon? They believed her enough to stop me going to see Elizabeth.
I'm sorry.
So you ought to be.
So you didn't let anything slip about me?
Well, how could I without shopping myself as well?
Thanks, Chrissy.
Keep your hands to yourself, Gilmore.
Oh, come on, Vera. Let them kiss and make up.
Oh, rack off, Bea.
Oh, come on, Doreen. We don't want to be late.
Suppose not.
Oh, Billy, I know.
Oh, come on, Doreen. You want to think it was your trial. I wish it was. Don't mind, love. Don't get yourself in a stew. Oh, knock it off, Lizzie.
Mrs. Birdsworth, Miss Anderson, thank you for coming.
Our pleasure.
Well, it'll hardly be a pleasure. However, your evidence will help Mrs. Williams and Mrs. Simpson a great deal. If the magistrate finds it acceptable, it'll be most valuable to their case.
These are the women from the halfway house, are they?
Elizabeth Birdsworth.
Michael Simpson,
Are you going to testify?
of course. And by the looks of it, it's just as well that I'm here.
Yes, well, Mrs. Williams and Mrs. Simpson are waiting inside, so let's get things started, shall we?
Fancy being married to that.
Come in.
Judy Bryant?
Ah, thanks, Mrs. Jackson. Come in, Judy. Sit down, please.
Thanks.
Well, did you get what you came for?
You could say that.
Sharon's pretty dear to you, isn't she?
When can I see her? Well, I mean, at least I'll be able to be near her, won't I?
You could be sent to another prison.
Oh, surely I could make a request to be sent to Wentworth rather than anywhere else.
Not unless you've got a very good excuse. The department's not likely to be impressed by your association with Sharon.
Well, I mean, it's a couple of weeks till my trial. I mean, at least I'll be able to be near her for a while, huh?
Judy, there are half a dozen wings at Wentworth. You could find yourself in any one of them. And even if you did find yourself in H Block, you probably wouldn't see too much of Sharon.
Well, why wouldn't I?
Look, this isn't a hotel. You can't just ring up and book the room that you want.
Yeah, but, I mean, you're the social worker, aren't you? You should be helping
I'll
me.
be helping all I can. Legal advice, counseling.
I don't want that. I just want to be near Sharon.
I'm afraid that's not up to you or me.
Well, thanks for your help.
I'm sorry, Judy. You'll have to wait for an escort.
I'm just going to have to keep my fingers crossed, aren't I, that we're put in the same wing.
Mrs. West, you say that Mrs. Williams had a black eye when she arrived on the night in question.
That's right.
Which eye?
The left one.
Thank you. That's all.
Your next witness.
Mrs. Elizabeth Birdsworth.
And you were present on the night in question?
Of course I was. It's my place of residence.
No one's disputing that. Were you present the whole time that Mrs. Williams and Mrs. Simpson were at your residence?
Yes, I was.
Did you observe anything about their physical appearance?
Well, Mrs. Williams was wearing a...
Did you notice anything unusual about her?
I'll say, Mrs. Williams had a whopper of a shiner.
Shiner?
A black eye. She looked as though she'd walked into the back of a truck.
And what eye was that, Mrs. Birdsworth?
That one. No, that one.
First you say the right eye, then the left.
I'm sorry, Your Worship.
Which eye, Mrs. Birdsworth?
I don't know, Your Honour. I was drunk on the night in question.
Thank you, Mrs. Birdsworth. That'll be all.
Oh, no, there's lots more I could tell you. I mean, I wasn't that drunk that I really
You may
didn't know...
step down now.
Oh.
Your next witness.
Miss Doreen Anderson.
You want to see me, Mrs. Davidson?
Judy Bryant.
What's the story?
Well, Bryant has been charged with possession of illegal drugs and has been remanded until her trial.
Police must have made short work of her.
Apparently, she made short work of herself. She made no pretense at innocence or ignorance and was charged almost immediately. It all seems a bit too fast somehow.
Yes, well, hopefully that's the end of our drug problem.
Just been talking to Judy Bryant. Were you aware that she was offered bail and that she refused to sign a surety to appear in court on the charges?
Yes, rather odd, isn't it?
No, not really. That's exactly what she wanted all along, to be put inside.
Why?
To be with Sharon Gilmore.
Oh.
She was afraid that Gilmore would find herself another lover.
Well, whatever her reason for being arrested, we still have the problem of accommodating her. Would you see that she's put in with Simpson and Williams?
You can't do that.
Why? You have some objection?
Well, the woman's a lesbian, Mrs. Davidson. You can't put her in with those two.
She came in here to be with Gilmore, not two women she doesn't even know.
Bryant is waiting in reception, Mr. Fletcher. Would you tell the duty officer what she has to do?
God, can't you think of nothing better to do?
I don't suppose you'd have any more nail polish, would you?
Oh, you need your bloody Edred. What about Judy?
What about Judy? We're in here. She's out there.
Yeah, but after that dope rap, she could end up in here.
She could, but you don't have to worry about the old Jude. She'd be able to raise bail.
Look, the way you talk about it, it's like she's your mum or something. The way she looks after you.
Yeah, well, she is very protective. She's not going to let anything happen to her little girl. I remember one night we went to this dance, right? Judy's really into gay lib. She was working the late shift driving, so I got there a bit early. I started dancing with this other chick. Judy arrives, sees us cheek to cheek and lays into it.
Remind me never to dance with you.
That's what she's like. Mild as milk, really. But when it comes to the crutch, she's just...
This way, please. And remember, your beds must be made before breakfast.
Sounds like a new arrival.
You'll be sharing with Simpson and
Not with us, I hope.
Is this Sharon Gilmore's block?
Judy!
Adams, Caffin, Dolan. Well, come on, hurry up. Gilmore, Latham. Gilmore, Latham.
Present, Miss Bennett.
G'day, Jude.
Surprised to see me?
Do you want to stick around, Gilmore?
Thanks for the offer, Miss Bennett. Catch up with you later.
Smith, O'Connell. Lift your feet, O'Connell.
Oh, well. A new villain joins our happy home. Got a name?
Judy Bryant. Who are you?
Bree Smith, if it means anything to you. Queen Bee. And don't you forget it. Be seeing you.
What happens next?
Make yourself at home. You've got plenty of time.
Well, looks like you're going to get yours, Gilmore, one way or another.
Looks to me like you might have met your match, Bee.
Ha, ha, ha.
Out of my way. Move.
Oh, there's another one that's wetting her britches. I reckon this'll just about be the end of Gilmore's career.
Shut up, Smith.
Your name is Doreen May Anderson, is that correct?
That's right.
Also known as Debbie Ray?
Yeah.
And you live at the halfway house for ex-prisoners at Elizabeth Street?
Yeah, that's right.
And in 1976, you were sentenced to a term of 4 years for forgery.
Your Worship, I object. This is irrelevant to the case in hand.
Yeah, 4 years for forgery.
Objection sustained. There is no need to answer that question, Miss Anderson.
You were present on the night in question?
Yeah.
I see. And Mrs. Birdsworth was there at the time?
Yeah, of course she was.
So she would have seen exactly what you saw?
Oh, well, not exactly.
How do you mean, not exactly?
Well, she was drunk, Your Worship.
Is Mrs. Birdsworth often drunk?
Your Worship, I object. Mrs. Birdsworth's habits have no bearing on this case.
Well, she just got out, Your Worship, and she'd been in there for over 20 years, and then they found out that she was innocent. Of course she had a drink. Wouldn't you, after all that?
No more questions.
You may step down, Miss Anderson. Mr. Gilbertson.
I beg leave to call my final witness, Michael Simpson, the husband of Mrs. Carolyn Simpson.
Smith.
Look, what are we going to do? She's got all the muscle now and we've got none.
If you're worried about Bee thumping me, forget it. Judy would soon make short work of her.
Oh, yeah, it's all right for you, innit? What about me? Between the devil and the deep blue, if Bee don't get me, then
You're not worried about Judy, are you?
Oh, no. Look, if she lacked on me for the drugs, then she's out to get me, isn't she?
I never thought you'd go soft, Chrissy.
Don't tell me the greatest love story ever told's cracking up.
I don't like it, Bea. I reckon Judy's going to have a go at her and she knows it.
So what? Should it come to her?
Maybe. But it's Sharon that's the problem. She's got everyone eating out of her hand.
Not anymore, she hasn't. Not since the drugs have stopped. She's got nothing.
You could be wrong.
What's she doing out here?
There's no reason why she shouldn't exercise with the others. I mean, she's not in solitary.
G'day, Jude.
Watch yourself, Gilmore.
You gonna breathe down our neck?
He wants to watch.
I'm warning you.
Well, how's tricks, Jude?
I was gonna ask you the same question, Sharon. Aren't friends anymore, huh?
You're not worried about a little fling, are you, Jude?
No. I'd just like to know what you're going to do about it, that's all.
Well, since you were stupid enough to get nicked...
I did it for you.
The best thing you could have done for me was to keep that dope coming. I just about had things sewn up in here. Till you turned up.
Now, you listen to me. I want you to keep away from her, you hear me? Because I didn't get myself put in here to see you get off with some chick.
Jesus, Jude. I overestimated you. I never thought you were that stupid. You get yourself in here of your own accord, and you expect me to be waiting for you.
If I understand it correctly, Mr. Simpson's evidence is all hearsay.
What are you saying? She's my wife. I know her better than anyone.
I'm not disputing that, Mr. Simpson. However, the fact that your wife complained on several occasions that her father was beating Mrs. Williams up does not constitute acceptable evidence.
My evidence is as good as anyone's. You listen to theirs, a bunch of crims.
Mr. Simpson!
I am a respectable citizen and I demand that my evidence be heard. Caroline and I lived together for 4 years.
Kindly step down, Mr. Simpson.
I will not step down.
In that case, you are in contempt of court.
Justice. This is nothing but a kangaroo court.
Having considered the evidence presented to me, I have come to a number of conclusions. The charge against you is indeed a serious one. You have come here today to appeal for a lesser charge. I have listened to the evidence, and in particular to that given by 3 women who are themselves familiar with crime. I stress to you that I do not take your action lightly. However, there appear to be extenuating circumstances. I find, therefore, insufficient evidence to commit for murder. I find there is sufficient evidence to commit you, Mrs. Simpson, on the charge of manslaughter, and you, Mrs. Williams, on the charge of accessory after the fact of manslaughter.
I ask that bail be set in relation to the accused.
Have you anything to say about the question of bail?
We formally oppose bail, but should bail be granted, we would ask that bail be fixed at a substantial amount.
In the light of the unblemished record of the 2 accused, I fix bail in the accused's own undertaking with 1 surety in the sum of $5,000 each.
Your worship, we can't raise.
Said what you did, them 2 would be in for the rest of their natural.
That's right. I think that magistrate was impressed when you didn't deny being a criminal.
Yeah, that's over and done with, I suppose.
What happened? Did you get off? I'm sorry, Mum. Honestly, I didn't mean to blow up like that.
It doesn't matter, dear. The charge was reduced.
Reduced?
Thank you.
That's all right, love. Glad we could help you.
I'll always be grateful to you. I don't know what I would have done without your testimony.
That's right. My clients owe you a great debt.
Pity you couldn't get bail.
It's not long to the trial. We can put up with it.
Caroline.
Thanks for nothing.
What do you reckon will happen to Jude, Mrs. Jackson? They won't send her to solitary, will they?
That's up to the governor.
Well, can't I go in and explain? I mean, I know I deserved it.
I don't think
But
explaining...
honestly, Mrs. J was nothing. Jude was just keeping me on the straight and narrow.
It's enough, Gilmore.
What happened?
Shut up, Gilmore.
Nothing much. Staying where I was, next to you and your whore.
That's enough.
And that was just a warning. Watch it, you bitch.
Take her back to the recreation room.
Doesn't Mrs. Davidson want to see her?
No.
Guess Mrs. D realised it was only domestic after all.
You're late signing off?
Yeah. Oh, what happened with Bryant and Gilmore?
Bryant was let off with a warning.
Oh, that sounds fair enough.
Yeah, I suppose it would to you.
Now, hold on, what's the matter with you?
Well, I just think the whole thing stinks. A lesbian waltzes into this place to be with a lover as if it's a hotel.
Jim, that isn't a crime. The crime is how she went about it, that's all.
Just a big joke to you, isn't it?
Now, look, what is eating you? She didn't achieve anything. She wasn't put in with Gilmore.
No. She was put in with two women who wouldn't know the score. Now, I mean, let's face it, the woman's a bash artist.
Oh, I see. Well, look, I don't think we need worry about Simpson and Williams.
No, well, you wouldn't.
Look, Bryant's interest is in Gilmore. And I honestly don't believe that she's a violent woman.
You know, it's a funny thing about you social workers. You never concern yourself with the decent ones, do you?
Oh, yeah. All right, Jim. I'll see you in the morning. Good night. G'day, son.
Hi, Dad. Bet they don't pay you overtime.
I'm afraid not. You had dinner?
Yeah, about an hour ago. We're going to Flicks.
Oh, that's good. Anything decent on?
Yeah, the deer hunter should try and catch it.
Oh, if I only had time.
You could make the time.
Yeah, I would if I could, but, them's the bricks.
Nobody has to work that hard unless they want to.
I think we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, and it never seems to make any difference, does it?
Well, what difference would you like it to make?
Well, I don't know, Dad. Couldn't you just relax for a minute? I mean, forget about work. Get out and do something instead of sitting at home like a...
Like a machine? Is that what you mean?
Sort of.
Would it make that much difference to you?
Maybe. Look, anyway, I've got to go. See you later.
Yeah.
Come on, sleepyhead, the day's half gone.
Shut up, Lizzie.
Here you are, love.
Watch it.
Oh, I'm only trying to help.
What's the rush?
You're going to meet Kev's mum today, don't you remember?
I'm going back to bed.
Oh, no, you don't. You can watch me burn the toast.
Oh, it's all right for you. You're not the one who has to meet the old witch.
Well, how do you know she's an old witch? She might be real nice.
I wouldn't bet on it.
That's my door. How about having a shower after you had your brekkie? And wash your hair?
Oh, bugger it, Lizzie. If she thinks I'm going to bust a gut getting dolled up for her, she's got another thing coming.
Right. Here we are.
Home sweet home.
Yeah. Hey, Mum.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. It's just that I was hoping you'd do a bit better for yourself.
Yeah, well, it's only temporary, you know. I mean, when I get married, things will be different.
If it's not too much trouble, a cup of tea would be nice.
Oh, yeah, all right. Won't be a chip.
No hurry.
No, you just relax, Mum. You're tired.
Aren't you going to tell me about your intending?
Doreen? Well, she's about your height, you know. She's got blonde hair, blue eyes.
Slim?
Well, not exactly. No, she's sort of, Now, look, Mum, I'm the one that's marrying her, not you.
Go on.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. It's just that...
And what I think doesn't count.
No, it's not that.
You don't care whether I like her or not, is that
No,
it?
it's not that, Mum. It's just that, well, Doreen, she's a bit touchy about people saying things about her.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of offending her.
Mum.
Don't say any more. I just want you to be happy, that's all.
Morning.
Hello, Paul.
Oh, Meg, I was wondering, are you doing anything tomorrow evening?
No.
Oh, good. Well, how about dinner then? Yeah, it won't be anything too glamorous, but Tony's not a bad sort of a cook.
Well, yes, thanks.
Fine. Well, I'll look forward to it.
What's wrong?
You know bloody well what's wrong.
We'll be sitting over there. Bacon and eggs for two, Lil. Morning, Bee. Sleep well?
Apart from worrying about your jaw, yeah. Get someone else to kiss it better for you, did you?
Yeah, I've got plenty of friends.
I reckon there are plenty of backhanders where that one came from.
That wouldn't be a threat, would it?
Me? No. I'm talking about your girlfriend.
I don't reckon she'd risk a 2-year sentence just to beat me up, do you?
Oh.
Problems?
It's the voice I can't stand. Yeah, well, I guess she just couldn't live without me. So here she is. See what I mean?
Like a broken record. Isn't it about time you did something?
Yeah. I've been thinking. I reckon that toy elephant might come in handy. It would be funny if Sharon still had some drugs hidden somewhere. Like under her bed or something.
I'd laugh.
O'Connell, you were supposed to be in H block 5 minutes ago.
Sorry, Miss Bennett. I didn't have a stopwatch.
Make it snappy, O'Connell.
Yes, Miss Bennett. Of course, Miss Bennett. Anything you say, Miss Bennett. Yeah, Miss Bennett. Gotcha.
No, I've got you, Mrs. O'Connell.
Oh, Mr. Reed. If I'd been Lizzie Birdsworth, he would have given me a heart attack.
Must have a guilty conscience. Come on, let's have that.
Oh, Mr. Reed, can't I keep it?
I'm afraid not. Miss Bennett might think it's contraband. Come on, in the box. Thank you.
How's it going?
Oh, not bad. The shop sold most of the last lot.
What about this lot?
This will be going out with me tomorrow afternoon. I'd better go, otherwise Miss Bennett might have me for consorting.
Hey!
Oh.
You, looking for these?
Yeah, I got held up.
Judy Bryant.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sharon's friend. I saw you in the garden yesterday.
You have much to do with Sharon?
Well, I see her, you know, when I go to the laundry.
Listen, will you take a message to her for me?
Yeah, all right.
Good. Tell Sharon that Judy said to lay off the Latham bitch if she knows what's good for her, and then remind her about what happened at the gay lip dance. She'll understand.
You know, Chrissy's had a pretty hard time, what with being pregnant.
Yeah, well, she's not pregnant now, is she? Be a good girl and take that message to Sharon for me, won't you?
Yeah, I better get going, otherwise Bennett will be after me.
So I winked back. Chick I was with gets stroppy and walks out on me. I was getting pretty pissed off with her anyway. That night I went home with Jude for the first time. Haven't looked back since.
Out with the old and in with the new, eh? Don't think any friends would last long with Gilmore.
That's right, Bea. Like yours.
Give us a hand with these sheets, will you?
What's wrong?
Mr. Reed collected the whole lot, including the elephant.
Oh, no. Any chance of getting it back?
Oh, look, I made enough fuss as it was. It's lucky he wasn't suspicious.
Little bitch. Looks like I'm going to have to fix him myself.
Well, you can't do that, Bea. You'll be in isolation for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and how much more of that do you think I can stand?
Listen, Chrissy, look, I was with her for years before this. You don't expect me to drop her just because you're on the scene, do you?
I don't expect nothing from you, you bitch.
Ooh. Hey, I wonder if Chrissy's baby would like a toy elephant.
I'll find out. Oh, don't let it get you down, Chrissy.
What would you know about it?
Well, she's not worth it, love. She'll drop you like a hot cake once she can get onto Bryant. I wouldn't be in your shoes, not for quids.
I can look after myself.
No skin off my nose. But I wouldn't bet on it. She bailed me up before.
She say anything?
Yeah. You wouldn't want to hear it.
I'll decide that. What'd she say?
It was a message to Sharon. Something about a gay lip dance. Does that mean anything to you?
Might. Anyway, what's it to you?
I wanted to warn you, so you could do something about it.
What can I do except wait for her to lay into me?
You don't have to wait. I reckon I've got a pretty sure way of getting her into solitary.
It better be good.
Easy as pie. All you have to do is suck up to Mr. Reed.
$150 for craft material. What does he think he's doing?
Oh, I don't know. Craft project's going like a bomb.
Jim, is my requisition form there?
Certainly is.
Good, good. Oh, Meg, about tomorrow evening, shall I pick you up or will we go from here?
Well, I'm not sure. I'll let you know.
Yeah, fine. Give me a tinkle.
Sorry, couldn't help overhearing. Wasn't aware that you were seeing Paul Reed socially.
And I wasn't aware that I should keep you posted about my activities.
Sorry, but after all you've been through, I thought...
With men, you mean?
All right, it's none of my business, OK.
Look, I have no illusions about Paul Reed, and it's not the grand intrigue you might think it is.
It's just that he's so manipulative. That's what worries me.
I couldn't agree with you more.
What?
Well, I don't think this dinner is for the good of my health.
What do you mean?
Well, you've seen him in action. I mean, if the sun's shining for Paul Reed, everything's fine. But he doesn't give you the time of day unless he wants something.
So, where does that leave you?
Dying of curiosity.
Oh, knock it off, Lizzie. No need to snap me head off. Oh, come on, Dor. We've got this far. You want to go back? I'm dead on my feet.
Well, no one asked you to come.
No, but I did come, didn't I? Waste of shoe leather.
Lizzie, can't we go home?
Okay, love. You go.
What are you doing?
Well, somebody's got to tell Kev that you're not coming.
Hey, wait, you can't do that.
Anyway, Kev will probably come looking for you if you don't hurry up. I wouldn't mind having a gander at the old lady myself.
No, you don't. That'd really put the gong on me chances.
Oh, aren't I good enough?
Well, Lizzie, it's not that. It's just that I don't reckon we should give her too much of a shock and one look at you and, you know.
Well, you better hurry. She's probably peeping through the curtains now.
Yeah. See you later, love.
She's like nothing's happened to her.
I'm surprised you didn't go and get her.
No, she knows where we are. Oh, that'll be her now. Oh, g'day, Doreen. Come on in.
Doreen, do come in.
I want you to meet me mum.
Very pleased to meet you, I'm sure.
Right. How about a cup of tea?
Do sit down, Doreen.
Thanks. Oh, they're silly buggers of things, aren't they, Mrs. Burns?
How did you get here, Doreen?
What? We walked.
We?
Yeah, me and a friend.
I see.
It's really nice out.
Really? And where do you live?
In Elizabeth Street.
A flat?
No, it's a house. It's real nice, isn't it, Dor?
Yeah, it's real good. It's got a big garden and everything.
Your own house?
Oh, well, not exactly. We rent it, that's all.
And what about furniture? Do you rent that too?
Hey, Mum.
No, I got my own. I got plenty of it from the other place.
Her mum's place?
Yeah. Me mum left me everything in her will. There's this place in Kew.
Oh, Kew. A lovely suburb, I believe.
Yeah, that's right, Mrs. Burns. It's real classy. Me mum knew what was what.
Oh, she sounds a charming woman. And so are you, my dear. Now, do tell me about the house.
Come on, Latham, if you want some of this stuff, move.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Fletcher.
Well, look, he's not here. You're going to have to come back later. I'm not going to go rummaging him out.
There's no need to do no rummaging. The stuff's just over here, look.
Let's have a look.
Oh.
Put that down. I haven't got all day.
Oh, don't you think that's cute, Mr. Fletcher?
Yeah, it's lovely. Now, what do you want? Jute, felt, gauze?
Wish I could have one of these for Lizzie.
Lizzie?
Yeah, my little girl, Elizabeth. I don't reckon she'll ever have one of these. Not until she's too old for it anyway.
Of course she will. Now, come on, what do you want?
Oh, look at that. Well, some people are careless, aren't they? I mean, it's not as if blanket stitch is too much trouble. Do you reckon I could take this and fix it up, Mr. Fletcher?
Yeah,
I mean,
take
that
it.
shop doesn't want shoddy stuff, does it?
It's yours. Now, come on. What about some of this stuff?
Oh, I'll have some of that red and that white. And
All right, what about that?
Here, I could make another elephant out of this.
Terrific.
Yeah,
Well,
all right.
Good. Now, come on, let's get out of here.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher. I reckon this craft project's the best thing that's ever happened to us.
What's Latham doing here?
Making an honest dollar for himself for a change, Miss Bennett.
Michael Simpson's in reception.
Wait at the gate, Latham. Has he been searched?
I thought with your personal interest you might like to do it.
What's that supposed to mean?
You're a bit touchy, aren't you?
Well, perhaps you could fetch Mrs. Simpson when you take Latham back.
You get it? Of course. Quick, give it here. Judy's on exercise break. I could plant them.
Oh, I hope this works, that's all.
What are you doing here, O'Connell?
Serving the dinners, Miss Bennett.
Then get on with it. Come on, Latham.
Okay.
Is someone going to get Caroline?
That's correct.
She will see me, won't she?
Oh, it's up to her.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. I fly off the handle sometimes. Must be the Irish blood or something.
Yes, well, I suppose any excuse.
And what's it to you?
It's my job to protect the prisoners.
Is it? Is it really? Who from?
Now, listen to me, Mr. Simpson.
Well, we don't have to worry about that anymore, Mr. Fletcher. We don't have to rely on your protection. I raised the earth. I'm bailing Caroline and her mother out. What do you think about that?
gave me roses. I wish he could again, but that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down, but the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing